From LALATE News Headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a huge day for June 19th, 2022, as Wall Street continues to erode and one of the major parts of this U.S. economy is being desecrated this morning. What part of this economy is collapsing? All the latest details in today's breaking news. That's why you gotta get a fourth stimulus check that is in every U.S. state. And latest recording, we're going to go over those incredible checks. Three things are going to happen in today's recording, live on air from the shores of Santa Monica, California. First, we're going to go over where this economy is. Then we'll go over where the economy is heading. Later in this video, we're going to get that fourth stimulus check that is in every U.S. state. Step 1, go under this video. Step 2, become a member. Step 3, subscribe. And also get ready for the second half of this video as we go over the latest situation of this economy. The war in Ukraine and Russia, it could go on for years, a new report says today. And if it does, then what happens with the gasoline prices and the wheat and the grain? Trouble as a capital T hitting today. Meantime, last week, Jay Powell had comments about what he's going to do with interest rates. Did not sit well with American people who now do not have that trust in the Federal Reserve they once did before. What does this mean for your money? What does it mean for the recession? What does it mean for inflation? And what does it mean for your benefits going forward? All the latest details in today's recording. Stagflation, could that be happening where there's both a recession and inflation? It's very likely. In this recording, we're going to go over where this economy is heading and how quickly it will be there. 3 phases I have identified on this channel. The phase that we're currently in into September. Then in September, the economy is going to mirror that of the lockdown of 2020. Then the recession starting in next year will be even worse. That's why you can't wait. You got to get that fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state. And in this recording, we'll also go over the mindset of stimulus. It's brand new today. You never heard it before. From the shores of Santa Monica, California, it's the big mornings broadcast live on air. As the toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, the coffee is brewing, and the bacon, well, it's supply chain disruption. It's supply chain disruption. Mornings LA starts right now for a big June 19th, 2022. And good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day. It is June 19th, 2022 from the shores of Santa Monica, California. Did you become a member during that commercial break? You need to, because later in this recording, we're going to go over those four stimulus checks. We're also going to go over the importance of getting the checks, and also going to go over the mindset of stimulus during a recession. It's brand new. You never heard it before in this recording, and it's happening today. Also happening today is one of the major parts of the U.S. economy is being desecrated. It's evaporating overnight. And imagine if that part of that economy evaporates, what it means for the rest of the economy. We got a lot to go over, and it all starts now as Mornings LA live on air gets underway. How are you? Good morning. It's Sunday Red for Tiger Red, and boy, we have a lot of breaking news to start today. The breaking news is that one of the major parts of the U.S. economy is disappearing overnight, literally. Crypto. Crypto is literally imploding. You can't call it crash. You can't call it a dip. You literally have to call it evisceration, disappearing. What's going on? The part of the crypto industry that everyone thought was so stable is no longer stable, and the valuations are no longer there. Bitcoin that had surged as high as $64,000 throughout the last year, and it hovered generally around $40,000, had dropped to the low 30,000 just days ago, saw some stabilization there, then dropped to 20,000. Today, it has fallen as low as 17,000. It could drop as low as $10,000 a coin. People are losing their shirt and their arms and their legs over this horrible valuation drop. Ethereum even worse. Ethereum, which was supposed to go to $10,000 a coin, hovered at much of $4,000, $3,000 this year, is now in the hundreds of dollars this morning. As cryptocurrency is evaporating, so is stock valuations, housing valuations, and more. That is why you can't wait to get this forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. What's going on? What's going on is the American consumer now understands there's something wrong here. And that's something wrong. That reality check was featured last night on Evenings LALATE, and it came a little bit earlier than even I thought it was going to happen. It's basically the narration of Jay Powell is no longer believed. It was back in the month of February that I told you that Jay Powell does not have the tools to get inflation down. Now the American public doesn't believe that either. And that lack of belief in the Federal Reserve has come quicker than even I thought. What's happening? This is LA, America's #3 most watched financial news channel in America. If you just found me, let me tell you what we do. We first go over where the economy is right now, where it's heading, and get you money later according. Where's this economy right now? This economy is in phase one of 3 phases I've identified. Phase one right now is the downward spiral of the U.S. economy between now and September. In September, this economy will mirror the lockdown of March of 2020. Then phase 3 will start in January of next year. It is the recession of 2 years. What is happening is that Americans who are not able to pivot correctly and understand the situation is evolving very quickly and getting very bad very quickly are going to be left by the wayside. The situation today, I want to go over some new things for you, which I've never gone over before, is I want to prepare you for a lot of movement to the downside for this economy, starting right now. First, if you're an employee and you have a job, or you're a W or 1099 and you have a job, I want you to do this thing next week. I want you to immediately identify another employer who is somewhere in your town and notice this financial stability of that employer. And I want you to stalk it like a hawk for the next 3 months, because you could wake up any morning and suddenly be laid off. If you're laid off, I want you to go right to that employer and get that job. And if you get that job, I don't want you to ask for a salary raise. I don't want you to ask for a hiring bonus. I want you to just grab it. I need you to know that there's a job ready for you to replace your existing job if you're laid off. People are going to be laid off in record numbers, and they will not be prepared. I want you to be prepared for it. What's going to happen, and this is what my predictors are, that the American people, when laid off in the next few months, will think that this is 2020 and that the unemployment stimulus of 2020 is still there. It's gone. PUA for independent contractors, gone. FPUC, that's $600 a week on top of your existing benefits, gone. PEUC, those extra weeks of unemployment benefits, gone. So if you're laid off, I need you to get a job right away. And that's why I want you to be prepared and find a replacement job today in the event that you are laid off. Next, to determine whether you're laid off, look at the landscape. And that's what is a wonderful, loving community we do here. Over the last month, I said in the live chat, less or more, less or more. Answer me if you see less or more employees in the stores. The wake-up call, a month ago. When Walmart reported corporate earnings and said there's too many store employees in the store. Imagine if you work in Walmart and you heard that corporate earnings report. You said, uh-oh, I'm about to be laid off. There's 4 phases for unemployment as you head into recession. I want you to understand. This is the unemployment phases. First, layoffs. And those layoffs may not be announced at a corporate level. They just may be at the store level. That's what's happening at Walmart. Walmart hasn't announced corporate layoffs. But Tesla did the weekend of Memorial Day weekend. 10% of its labor workforce gone. And this last week, Coinbase announced 18% of its workforce gone. The second item that follows thereafter is 2 of those scariest words you may have never heard if you're very young. It's called hiring freeze. Hiring freeze means we're not hiring anyone. Don't even apply. And they're not referring to that week. They're referring to that year or years. When I came out of college, there was a hiring freeze. Americans went to look for a job in the public sector, hiring freeze. Private sector, hiring freeze. Not hiring. Not that year. Not that year. Those years. Yes, it's very serious. The stage after hiring freeze is closures. LA's been around a long time, even before this channel launched. And we covered a lot of store closures. And store closures are very dramatic. Suddenly announced the big box retailers closing 45 stores in 22 states. Ouch. That's going to come after all this. Now, if you do not work, but you're a retiree, you're on benefits, you're on SSI, SSDI, you're a veteran, or you just or you stay at home, what do you need to do? you need to do the following two things. One, do not dip in your savings. Number two, do not increase any debt. A new report released days ago said that the seniors are increasing debt by record amounts. This is awful. This is really bad situation. I don't want you doing that. Why? Credit card debt will become unaffordable very quickly. Jay Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve and the Federal Reserve governors last week, raised interest rates 3/4 of a basis point. And they will do the same thing I'm predicting in July. August, they're closed. September, they're going to do half, I'm predicting, then half, then a quarter. Imagine how expensive your credit card debt is if you raise it up. Do not do it. Next, if you own stocks, if you own bonds, if you own real estate, and you see those items devalued today, what do you do? People have been asking me that question. I haven't been answering, so let me answer it right now on camera. What do you do to see your investment devalued dramatically? You need to answer this question for yourself. Do you need access to that cash in that investment in the next 3 years? If you don't, then you're going to have to close your eyes and just ignore the lack of the drop of the valuation in 2022, 2023, and may not be back for a good valuation until 2024. It may be that long. If recession is 2 years, it may be that long. Let me explain. In a bear market, the stock market goes down 23%. We're already there. In a bear market plus recession, we go down 48%. We're not there. And we may not be there, the bottom of the stock market, until 2023 or 2024. It's going to be a while till we find the bottom. This is not the bottom. So if you don't need access to the cash, close your eyes and just wait for it to come back to a valuation in a year to 2 years from now. It's literally that type of glim situation. If you need access to the cash, you're going to have to figure out what to do and when to get out of it. Finally, talk to your financial advisor, which I'm not one. Talk to your your tax preparer, of which I'm not one. They may say you have too much profits in this year, maybe take a loss in one or two stocks that are down and offset that in the return. There you go. Now, the people who are going to get hit really badly in this downward spiral of this economy are people who think that the good times of February and March are the current times of June. They're not. The great news as you watch this channel is that you have understood the importance of information. And you understand that the people who are going to do well and survive the downward spiral of this economy from phase 1 to phase 2 and survive phase 2 into phase 3, the recession, are the people who get information, absorb the information, and keep on going back and getting information hourly, daily on this channel. People who don't are really going to be hit very badly financially. And let's go over that situation right now. There's 4 industries right now that are exemplifying people who are not listening to the data and are running things the wrong way. They are auto, travel and leisure, hospitality, and housing. And what are all 4 industries doing? They are all doing the same thing. They are trying to eke out a greedy, very greedy, profit for themselves on the level of 2021's profit levels when costs are going higher this year. Costs are going higher. So what are they doing? Rather than give themselves a little bit of profit, a little bit less profit to keep the same price of their goods, they're raising the price of the goods because they're greedy and they want the same profits they got last year. Is it going to work? No, they're going under. Let's go over each of them right now. And if you're a small business owner, please don't do this. If you are anyone that works at a business that's doing this and you're an employee, you could watch your job disappear because the business is going to go under. And if you're a consumer and you're buying goods from a business that's doing this, don't, because they're not going to be around much longer. Go patronize another business. Let me go over the situation one industry at a time, but you'll understand it first when we look at something like travel and leisure. The airlines. The airlines thought they could absorb. The airlines thought that with jet fuel prices going through the roof, they could increase the price of the domestic airfare upon you so that they could have their greedy same level of profits that they had last year. Working? Not working. Airline bookings and hotel bookings are dramatically down month after month, down 3%. Number 2, Auto, very obvious. Auto has higher material costs and higher labor costs, so they want the same profit levels. What do? They're raising the price of the cars, like Tesla announcing last week $6,000 higher on the car, and the average U.S. auto manufacturer trying to get $5,000 of profit of cars on cars they only got $2,000 of profit just a few months ago. Greedy, yes. Working, no. Auto sales are dramatically down 18%, and that is also going to get worse as no one can afford a car loan because of the interest rates. Auto industries are going to go under because of their greediness to get the same profits of 2021. And then the housing industry. The housing industry is going to be the worst of all of these because this is where the greed is really the worst. The greed involves the home buyers and the home builders. These buyers are potentially buyers who bought during the pandemic, maybe 2020, 2021. They're trying to flip the homes, and their material costs went up to renovate. Their labor costs went up. Or the home builders who built the home and their same problem, their costs went up. So what are these greedy people trying to do? They're raising the price of the home to give themselves the same profit level they would have gotten had the costs not gone up. Are you buying? No, you're not. You're not going to pay overpriced for a home. And you can't, as the mortgage rates have surged from 3% to 5%, and that's why mortgage rates are down 20% year to date. What's happening? What will happen? As we go from now into September, homes are going to go under. Homes are going to go into foreclosure by the home owners and the home builders who thought they could jack up the price indefinitely. They're going to go under because no one's buying the homes. On the other side, what's happening with the buyers? We have a great report out about millennials. Millennials are approaching this economy relatively sensibly. They are not making big purchases where it requires debt, like mortgage. They can't afford. So they're not buying homes. They're not buying expensive cars. If there's a car loan, they cannot afford them. They're staying away. That's what you want to do as well. Cash is king in this economy. So with that, it's important to get that fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state. You really got to get it. What's going to happen is that you are in a really good state today. And that state is that you have a pre-warning. You have a pre-warning between now and September. This will be the lockdown of 2020 in September. But unlike the lockdown the lockdown of 2020, you have a pre-warning this time in September. You have a 3-month pre-warning. To get yourself financially lined up, how do you do? Subscribe. Now, step 2, become a member. Step 3, get that fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state. Go under this video and join this channel right now. Where is the tough love in this video? It's right now. I need you to understand. It's going to be really bad between now and September. Really bad. But the great news is that you have a pre-warning. Do you remember that lockdown? They knocked on your door. They said, you're on lockdown. What's a lockdown? A lockdown means you're locked up. What? I never heard of this. Yeah, welcome to March 2020. You never heard of it? And then suddenly people lost their homes, their cars, their businesses. Everyone had no time to prepare for it. This time you have 3 months to prepare for it. In fact, I've been talking about this from February this year. You have 3 months to prepare for it. You prepare for it by getting the stimulus in every U.S. state. Later in this recording, we're going to go over this incredible stimulus. But first, I want to go over something else that is brand new today on this channel. And what's brand new today on this channel is the mentality of stimulus. I want you to understand where I believe the American public, not you, because you're educated, you're informed, you're watching the videos on this channel, other people's mindset may be. I believe, and I hope I'm wrong on this one, but I believe that the average American believes that if this economy goes from hell to a hell basket, or in a hell or hell, whatever the expression is, goes in the tank by September, I believe the average consumer thinks the federal government will help them. I believe that the consumer believes that the economy goes in recession, the government will help them again. I believe their basis of their belief is based upon what they saw in 2020. I went into a lockdown, the federal government helped me. I came out of a lockdown, the federal government helped me. If I go to recession, the government has to help me, won't they? They did it before, won't they do it again? If we fall apart into an abyss of bad economic times in September, won't the federal government help me again? They did it before. I believe that's the mentality out there. And I believe that is a dangerous mentality. And boy, You do not want to be around people that think like that. That's not you. You're not going to wait for a dependency mode or prediction that may not ever happen. You're going to get the forcible checks that are available in every U.S. state today. You're going to prepare yourself financially. You're going to do three things. One, you're going to subscribe to this channel and make sure you watch on a daily basis what's going on with this economy. You need to know what's going on with your money every hour of the day. Imagine, for example, you didn't watch yesterday's shows and you didn't watch today's shows. And then you show up on Monday and say, what I miss? Oh, you know that Bitcoin investment you had that was, 30,000 on Friday. It's now, 15,000. I lost 50% of my value in 2 days. Yeah, that's why you got to watch shows. You got to watch what's happening in the economy. When I tell you that there may not be a deal, oh, this is breaking news right now. When I tell you right now for June 19th that there's new indications that the war in Ukraine may go on for years, it's brand new today. And if it goes on for years, there will still no be deal for gasoline for many years to come. You could be paying $7 to $10 at the pump for years to come, not months or weeks to go. Remember, we talked about $5 is unsustainable at the pump in the month of May. We go recession. Well, this price of gasoline could be elevated for years to come. You miss that recording. You miss a lot of information and you don't prepare your family accordingly. You can't miss all the breaking news, and I got a lot of it throughout the day. And number three, you need to get these stimulus checks in every U.S. state. You need to have yourself financially prepared for it. So what happened? Back in the month of March, viewers are so smart on this channel, so smart. They learned really well. And they said, LA, you taught me that I get money, I get stimulus when times are good. I don't wait for when times are bad. I don't wait for my back against the wall. So in March this year, viewers said, can you find me some stimulus checks? And I did. Stimulus can come from different ways, and these checks are from executive order from Joseph Biden. They are also from the states. They're in every U.S. state. I focused on three approaches for this. One, I wanted to make sure the checks have broad eligibility. As Kat says, you're really important on eligibility. I am. I want the most of my viewers to get these. So single individual, 75,000 less, go get them. Married couple, 150,000 less, go get them. If you rent, if you own, if you have children, if you don't have children, if you're on benefits, SSI or SSDI, or you're not, go get them. Number two, I need them to be big checks, because you need to survive this economy getting really bad between now and September. And a $200 check ain't going to cut it. Anyone who says, when are they giving me a $300 check, ain't going to cut it. They're even going to fill up the gas tank for, 2 times or 1 time or half a time. It's not going to cut it. You need big checks, thousands of dollars of checks, tens of thousands of dollars of checks. That's why I have checks up at $80,000 coming up later in this recording. Number three, I need you to keep on getting checks and get checks today and go back and getting checks. 3 months from now, this economy is going to be worse. You're not going to wait 3 months to get a forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. You're not going to wait 3 months. You're not going to wait 3 weeks. You're not going to wait 3 days. You're barely going to wait 3 hours. You're going to go right in this video right now and subscribe. This is America's #3 most watched channel for financial news in America. Broadcast or streaming. We're heading to number 2 with major change to this channel coming also in the next 90 days. You want to be part of this channel and subscribe. Number 2, you want to become a member. Go right in this video and join the button, because you need to get these checks. They're in the membership newsletter that everyone talks about, and they're not anywhere else concise and ready for you to go get them today. And number 3, go into this video. There's a little bell, or in front of this channel, there's a little bell. Make sure you hit the bell so all notifications set to all on. In the second half of this video, we have a lot to go over. First, we're going to go over those checks. Then we'll go over the raising up of your benefits. Great news. And then we'll go over a little bit about why the situation is going to get very bad very, very quickly, and how bad that recession of 2023 is going to be, and why it all goes back to the question of gasoline. Become a member during the commercial break, and I'll be back with you in 60 seconds as the toast is toasting and the butter is buttering. The forced stimulus check is also in every U.S. state. The stimulus checks is stimulating. We'll go over those incredible checks in the big second half. And with that, we got a lot of other money to go over as well. See you back in 60 seconds as America's most loved show in the mornings continues. It's Mornings. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page.
The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
And the excitement continues in a big second half of Mornings LA Live on Air. Hope you're having a great day. It's June 19th, and I forgot it's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Did you become a member during the commercial break? I hope you did. Go right in this video and become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Get those 4 stimulus checks in every U.S. state. Yes, happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the wonderful fathers out there. And I saw Bob was in the live chat. He says he has his band is performing later today. All those very good bacon songs. There's all those great bacon songs out there. And then one viewer during the commercial breaks, who's actually a member, said there's no checks in Illinois. Boy, those type of people, that is the type of silliness that's going to be people on the waste side. I'll go over that comment, that ridiculous comment, wrong comment by that viewer. So there's no checks in Illinois in just a second. That's the type of silliness that's going to give people real bad problems as they go forward. We'll go over that in just a second. And then finally, people were talking in the live chat about the changes coming to this channel in 90 days. Yes, you're going to be very excited. Everything you've always wanted from LALATE and more is coming. And boy, it's very, very exciting times. Let's go to those 4 stimulus checks in every U.S. state. You qualify. The 4 stimulus checks are in every U.S. state, including Illinois. And they're monster checks, upwards of $80,000 in every U.S. state. They came by executive order from Joseph Biden and from your states, and they're enormous. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less. Rent or own, have children, don't have children on benefits, don't have benefits. And one person was also talking about job security during the commercial break. Absolutely. You got to watch that job and make sure you are able to hold on to it or have a replacement job. Let's get these incredible checks. You ready? Let's do it. The first 4 stimulus check in every U.S. state is $6,500 to $12,000. It's a 4 stimulus check in every U.S. state, and boy, is it wonderful. $6,500 to $12,000 for stimulus check in every U.S. state. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, go get it. It's the homeowners weatherizing grant check, and boy, is it wonderful. Step 1, subscribe to this channel. Step 2, become a member. Step 3, go into that incredible newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and get this wonderful Check A. How do you do it? You go down the membership newsletter to find Check A. Then it has a link to go into the nationwide website, choose your state, like Illinois, then go right in and apply and get that incredible check, like in Illinois. I'm rubbing it in really thick, aren't I? Yeah, it's in Illinois. But you're not going to stop there yet. You're going to get an $80,000 check from Check B, and also you're going to get it in Illinois. Yeah, I'm already gotten up to you $90,000 of checks in Illinois. There's no checks in Illinois. There's only $95,000 of checks in the last 20 seconds of this video. $15,000 to $80,000 for stimulus checks in every U.S. state. It's wonderful. Look at these amount of money. $80,000. How long would that pay your bills? 6 months? A year? Year and a half? Well, that's my focus. My focus is to get your financial independence into September, and then potentially have enough money here to get you through the earliest months of the recession. How do you get that incredible check B? You know the routine. Step 1, subscribe. Step 2, become a member. Then go into the membership newsletter down to check B. Click the link. It'll go into the nationwide website. Then choose your state and you pounce. You're not going to stop there yet. You're going to go get check C. Check C is wonderful, and it's a $2,000 a month MSC, monthly stimulus check on average. But in many cases, viewers are getting a lot more money, averaging out of $45,000. It is for also my renters. Check C, how do you get it? Same way, but a little bit of a twist. Subscribe, become a member, go right in that membership newsletter down till you find Check C. And at Check C, I tell you where to call, what to say, and how to say it. Rent, utilities, mortgages, this and more. Check C dates back to the earliest days of this channel. And it was originally called Purple. Then it became Third Stimulus. And now it's been rebranded as Check C. And yes, it's in Illinois as well. The massive sums of money for Check C are this. Would you like $30,000 of rent? Then go get Check C. Would you like $15,000 for utility like Mark's brother-in-law? Then go get Check C. How about these numbers for SNAP? Mark's brother-in-law is getting $25,000 a year, over 10 years, $250,000. What about these combos? Then get Check C. Nisi's getting Check C every few days. She gets about another $800 to $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000 every few days. She's over $50,000. She has gone from $23,000 to $50,000. Mark's doing the same thing. He's gone from $32,000 to $50,000. Then he went to $100,000. Then he got Check B just a few days ago at $66,000. He's at $166,000. Lorraine is doing the same thing as Nisi, is the same thing as Mark. She keeps on getting checks. That's what I want you to do. You got 3 months between now and September. You get checks starting today, and you keep on getting checks every few days by pouncing and following with what's in the newsletter. Lorraine, she was at 105, now she's at 120, and there you go. Keep on getting the incredible checks. Again, you need to become a member right today. You need to subscribe, go right in the membership newsletter, and pounce. Let's recap, and then let's do that sort of mindset analysis, which is very important. You need to go under this video, hit that subscribe button. Can't miss a video. I can't miss a video. The people who are going to win in this economy, the people who are going to survive in this economy, are people who know what's going on with this economy by the minute, by the hour. And the people who don't have the information overload, the people who don't want the information, don't want to learn from the information, they're going to really be left by the wayside. So subscribe. Step 2, hit that little bell at the front of the channel. The bell is all notifications. Make sure it's set to all notifications. Number 3, go into the video where it says join now. Join and become a member. Get the incredible newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. There's a new quote out this weekend from Alliance Chief Investment Advisor Mohammed El-Ararian, who says silliness is going to really hurt people. I love this quote. Now, if you don't understand, over the last 10 plus years, the Central Bank of the United States, the Central Bank of a country, was artificially supporting interest rates so that they stayed at 0%. That was not a real number, that 0% interest rate. It was artificially created by central banks to give a booming economies left and right. Not going to happen anymore. That's gone as of last week. Yeah, this is breaking news. It's about time we exit this artificial world of predictable mass liquidity injections where everyone got used to zero interest rates, says Ararian, where we do silly things, whether it's investing in parts of the market we shouldn't be investing in or investing in the economy in ways that don't make sense. We're going to exit that regime. It's going to be bumping. Here is what the wake-up call has happened with. The American people are not stupid, and they realize there's something wrong with this economy. And in a very abrupt change of mentality, the American people who once looked to the Federal Reserve for guidance, for inspiration, for information, for prediction, no longer believe the Federal Reserve. I've been not believing the Federal Reserve since February. Actually, since last year. Last year, I told you that inflation was going to come in at 8% by December and not come down, actually go higher. Federal Reserve, I was not believing. They said 2 to 3% transitory temporary. I said, no, they got it wrong. I didn't believe them. Then, earlier this year, the Federal Reserve said, I'm going to raise interest rates to bring inflation down. I said, it's not going to work. because the inflation in this economy is caused by gasoline prices. Raising interest rates does not bring down the price of gasoline. It doesn't work. And now we've had month after month after month of interest rate spikes, and suddenly inflation's higher. 2 Fridays ago, the latest inflation read for the month of May was released, the CPI, and it came in at 8.5%, not 8.3%. It means inflation's still going up. When that number came out 2 Fridays ago, that was basically, in my opinion, the epiphany moment, the aha moment for the American public. They immediately realized, wait a second, something's not right here. The Federal Reserve, I used to maybe not know who they are. Now I'm learning who they are. They said they're fixing this thing called inflation. They haven't fixed it. It's getting worse. Something's not right here. And then what happened since that Friday? Federal Reserve raised interest rates again. Jay Powell spoke on Friday. Guess what he said? I'm getting inflation down to 2%. Do I believe that? Absolutely not. Since February this year, I said inflation's come at 4% later this year. And I've now been co-subscribed by Department of Labor and the Congressional Budget Office, and also Wall Street. And Jay Powell is literally saying nonsense. It's nonsense. He's not going to get inflation down to 2%. It's complete nonsense. The question is not when are you going to understand it's nonsense, because I've been teaching this since February. It's when is the American people going to realize the Federal Reserve is feeding them public relations nonsense, and that what the Federal Reserve is doing is inaccurate, not going to work. That reality check came 2 weeks ago. When that CPI went through the roof, people said, there's something wrong here. There's something wrong here. This is not working. Whatever the Federal Reserve is doing, that's not working. And now the consumer confidence is the lowest since the start of the pandemic. They also understand the situation gasoline. Very, very simple situation to understand. It's too expensive. Why is it expensive? It's not supposed to stay this way indefinitely. And they, now, the American public, believe there's some problem. They don't understand really the problem at issue. Let's go over why this is so important. Why this is so important is that while the people are now realizing in June, late June, that there's a big problem, they're not going to pivot to prepare their household for the problem just yet, because the problem hasn't really hit them. People generally pivot and protect themselves financially when times are bad. They don't do it ahead of time when times are good. And that is why that viewer in the live chat who said there's no money in Illinois, shame on that viewer. That's a member. Shame on that viewer. There's check A in the state of Illinois. $12,000 check, $6,500 and $12,000. There's check B up to $80,000. There's check C's. There is, if you add up A, B, and C in the state of Illinois, for an individual, over $100,000 in the state of Illinois. What's important is silliness has to get out of here, has to leave right away. Silliness involves the person who just reads titles, who doesn't read the whole story, who doesn't learn the whole information. Silliness of the people who told you to take your life savings and buy Dogecoin. Imagine how bad those YouTube videos look today. Yeah. It's silliness of people who told you that you should invest all your money in real estate and buy in the boom of the 2020 or 2021 year. Silliness is there. Silliness of the home builders and the home sellers, or the auto dealers, or the travel and leisure and the hospitality, who are jacking up their prices and saying, I'm going to take the same greedy profit I got last year and the consumer's going to buy it. No, consumer's not going to buy it. Consumer's not going to buy it, and you're going to lose all you got. You're going to lose the home, you're going to lose the dealership, you're going to lose the restaurant, because you did not understand you're being too greedy on your profit levels. And this is where people are going to get blindsided in a very short period of time. September is just 3 months away. So that is why you got to prepare right today to get these checks. Then after that, from September to January is a longer run, but I got to tell you, the polling of the American people believe this is the recession. That's really scary. This ain't the recession. It's going to be a lot worse when we're in that recession next year. A recession that most Americans, if they're not of adult age, have never seen before. Layoffs, hiring freezes, store closures, foreclosures, and potentially no assistance from the federal government. for people who think the federal government has to bail them out. Federal government doesn't have to do anything for you whatsoever. Federal government has no obligation to do anything for you. They may, but they have no obligation to do it for you. And if you sit back and say, well, they took care of me before, they'll take care of me again, they may not. You can't do that to yourself. You got to get all the information you can on this channel. You need to subscribe to this channel, get the information, watch the videos throughout the day. We have brand new shows today at 3 o'clock with afternoons, brand new show at 5 o'clock with evenings, and then the very, very popular brand new live show, LA Live, that airs every day starting at 5:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You got to watch the videos so that you know where your valuation of your money is at a particular moment. It's changing by the hour, by the moment. It's a downward spiral in this economy. Step 2, you need to get that 4 stimulus check in every U.S. state, and you need to get the check today, go back and get another check thereafter, and keep on getting checks. It starts by going under the video and joining this channel. Click that join button. People in the live chat who have a purple emoji behind their name, a hawk, they're members. Become a Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Get that newsletter Monday through Friday and get those checks. Meantime, do my advice I had for my employees. Do my advice I went for my retirees. Do my advice that I had for people who have investments. You need to be cash liquid. You need to be cash liquid. But if you have a devaluing asset, it's going to be a downward spiral. It's not going to be pleasant. And there's nothing worse than having an asset that was worth $10 earlier this year that may be worth $4 for 3 years to go until it comes back up to $10. It's just not a good time. But that's what you have in a downward spiral economy. This video will automatically take you to the noon time show where we go over check routing times. That's coming up at 11 o'clock, which is about 1 hour from now. Hope you have a beautiful morning, and I'll see you again this afternoon at 3 o'clock with a brand new Afternoons LALATE and a brand new Evenings at 5. Become a member. Stay informed, stay focused. The toast is toasting. The butter is buttering. The coffee is brewing. The bacon, supply chain disruption. As always, stay informed, stay focused. Have a beautiful morning. Thank you for joining me on Mornings LALATE, and stay here.